On the T side, getting to Underpass can sometimes be a little bit troubling because if you have a bad spawn or somebody blocks you, a CT can already be down those stairs and kind of posted on you. In that situation, what you can do is you can throw a flash against this wall right here by simply hugging the left wall and then run jump throwing a flash against this paper right here. So if you're looking at the paper, what you can do is run a little bit and then jump throw. And it doesn't really matter where it pops. Sometimes it'll do that, so you need to look a little bit more to the right. But if you do that a few times, you'll get the hang of getting a nice pop flash and then being able to jump on top of this wood to be able to catch anybody off guard. Another thing is that if you think that you guys have the same timing, you can sit on this angle right here, and this player, the CT side player, will just only see your head, and you'll be able to either shoot them and then swing, or just sit there and get a free kill. One of the mistakes I always see when people try and hit this cat jump is they always have target fixation where they jump on top of the lip of this window, and they run directly towards this pillar, and they try and jump like that. The whole problem with that is the reason why you're hitting your head is if you look directly down, this is the only amount of space that you're actually running, so you're not actually gaining that much speed. Instead of doing it like that, when you jump onto this lip of the window, look towards this metal piece right here and run directly towards that. What you'll do is you'll have a lot more space to actually run, you'll gain a lot more speed, and you'll end up clearing your head a lot easier than if you were looking towards this. So what you do is you just run towards that piece of metal and then jump towards the cat, and you'll be able to make this jump every single time. There's a smoke trick where you can break this smoke right here in the window position and then look towards mid right away. But this requires you to actually just get into this corner and actually be able to see this brown mark on the ground right here. The problem is that sometimes smokes, when they hit the window, they're going to obscure that mark, so you're not going to be able to see it. So a good thing to do is get into this corner here, and you follow this brown stain in line with the leg of this kind of thing right here. And then you just go into the corner like this, and then just underhand jump throw. This smoke will be broken, and as you see where the actual grenade pops, it's not going to deal any damage when you end up peeking towards the mid position. This box right here was super popular to play in CSGO. You could simply just glitch on the corner of here and get on top to watch that cross of the first window. This is no longer possible and requires a boost, so a good alternative is to actually get on top of this recycling bin right here. If you get on top, you can actually watch the cross of the exit of apps right here, and you have a big opportunity to be able to kill them. This is fully spammable because this wooden piece is paper thin. So essentially, you have a really good opportunity to be able to kill people without them seeing you. Next time you're in the position where you're peeking top mid with an op on the T side, and you kind of suspect that somebody's kind of gone over to the right side of the window, instead of running all the way out to the left and then kind of playing their game by peeking into a possible off angle that they're holding, what you can do is you can actually make a person-wide gap in the red right here and follow where this kind of arrow points to, and then just start spamming here. It might take 2 shots, but you'll essentially kill this person if they're hiding in this corner. It's extremely common for a CT side player, if he wants to get aggressive in mid, to simply come up here and then either move to the right to clear out boxes, or either coming to the left to clear out boxes like this. The problem with going around the boxes to clear it is that when you go around the right side, your shadow is extremely visible, and the player behind the boxes will see you before you see them. And the problem with going around the left side is that you're opening yourself to all of these angles in top mid. Unnecessarily, these T-side players have a really safe way to kill you. Instead of doing either of those, you can simply just come up and then clear it by looking underneath the boxes like this. Majority of players behind the boxes will be moving around consistently, so you'll be able to see their legs move around. Same thing goes if you're a T-side player and you're behind these boxes as well. If you sit behind this box right here, it's a really good angle to be able to peek mid quickly or trade a player out that you're on your team. Or either occasionally turn to the right and see any CT players, if you're playing passively, kind of walk by you if they don't know about this little gap here. One tip for retaking the A site is that you don't actually have to go around all of the site to be able to clear out default or firebox or any of that. You can actually jump on top of this bench or this garbage can, and you can see people's heads over top of default, firebox, and even this part of triple. So you can use this to your benefit if you want to slow retake the A site just by walking up. This smoke right here seems like it's a little bit bigger than a regular smoke, and this is because it's actually been thrown inside of the default position. If If you're a player inside of this palace position, what you can do is throw that smoke to be able to aggress anybody towards CT, or even just drop down without this under player actually seeing you. If you get into this corner here, if it's safe enough to do so, what you can do is look in the middle of this dip of this mark on the wall, and then just throw your smoke. As you see, it's going to go inside the missiles. And boom, it's a bigger smoke than what a regular smoke would be, and you can play around with the fringes looking towards CT, and then you can also drop, and this under player is not going to be able to really spot you. Ever since CSGO, this little pillar here has always been angled, and players can jump throw flashes which actually hit towards cat. An example of this is that you can run at really any angle over here and throw a flashbang against the right side of this big pillar, which is angled. I like to do it where as close to this wall as possible, and I just run while looking kind of at the bottom of the pillar, and then I just jump throw a flash. This flash might not look like it does anything, but what it actually does is it gets all of these off angles towards bricks pretty good. So if you're sitting at any of these angles, you're going to be pretty much fully white. So if con is smoked and you throw that flashbang, you can pretty much just come out and just clear this angle and then get into this cat position and be able to help your teammates kind of split towards B. On the A site, these pillars right here are a lot more important than you might think. This pillar right here can be used for multiple different things. You can smoke CT from really any angle like this by simply just doing a little bit of a run throw. And this will go towards the CT position if you don't have somebody already smoking. What you can also do is if the bomb is down, you can throw this Molotov against this same pillar to get default. And as well, what you can also do is use this pillar from this position of like jungle to be able to molly off the back of this triple position here as well. So these pillars are really good to use, as well as this right one, where you can spam in line a little bit to the right of this pillar right here and get any sort of CT that's going to be sitting right here in this corner.